Got 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
Hey Barbie, hey Ken, hi Oppenheimer, hi actors on actors. It happened. It happened. Margot Robbie sat down with Killian Murphy and they chatted and they spoke about their films. It was a whole internet thing and they liked it. It wasn't really a whole internet thing, probably. It's just the little world I live in on Twitter. It was an internet thing. This is a podcast today. Doctor Away. Welcome back. Forgot to mention that. This is 290, maybe. Maybe it's 291. Maybe it's lower than that. I honestly couldn't tell you. You already know, so I don't need to tell you. Um, yeah, I watched the interview. Honestly, I mean, it's not really an interview. It's more of a conversation. It was alright. It was Killian Murphy sitting there in all black, like he's in the Oppenheimer style, and it's Margot Robbie sitting there in pink because she's representing the Barbie film, and they were talking about it. And the whole time I was just kind of thinking, like, she was talking about her set, which was like, oh my god, it was fun, and it was like we wear pink on Wednesdays, and it was like if you don't, you get fined, and it was like we're having dance parties and people from other movie sets would walk in and be like, what's going on here? Can we join the fun? And we'd be like, yeah, come in, and we'd be dancing and singing. And then he was like, yeah, it was, it'd be in and out really quick. These big cameras, really heavy. They put me in this tiny claustrophobic room. They wanted me to feel like this and that. Christopher Nolan's always very prepared. I'm very prepared. We come in and this and that, and we're creating something and this and that. And it's like, both of them were like, it wasn't like, does mean like hell on his set, but both just seemed on very complete like opposite ends of the spectrum. And I was just kind of thinking like, two extreme ends of the spectrum, because look, if I had to be in one of the scenarios, of course you want to have a bit of fun, but I like if I had to come to work and it was like, oh, the dance every day though, we got like, if I don't wear pink I'm getting fined. And no offense, Mug, well, I don't know how you take offense to this, but like, I'm significantly poorer than you, Margot Robbie, and I can't afford these fines that for you are peanuts. For me, that's sort of my monthly wage. I don't think I can afford that fine. Um, I don't know where they filmed Barbie. I guess probably just somewhere in LA. I guess on like studio sets. I guess Oppenheimer was on location in a lot of places. Maybe I don't know. I do like Killian Murphy though. He seems like a nice guy. If they ever make a Peaky Blinders film, I'm gonna have to go watch those shows. Which I think I only watched like a season and a half and I stopped. Not because it was bad, but just because I'm not really a TV person. But I will go watch it. I would have to watch it for the film because if Killian Murphy's making a film, I think he's became one of those people for me where it's like if he's in something, I will be there. I will be there for sure. I will be there because like I got a couple people like that. Where it's like when it comes for like films I'm looking to watch outside of just like Marvel movies, I know, don't boo, sorry, right? But outside of like Marvel movies, and I'm looking for a film to watch, I basically just look at actors I like. I go on their IMDb and I look at what's upcoming, and I'll check out whatever they're doing, and then it's typically worked so far. Like I've those type of people are like Adam Driver. Um, who else? I guess Killian Murphy. Although he's probably going to be in a couple films that I would find boring. So obviously I'll pick and choose. I'll watch the trailer. I'll see what it's about. We'll chuck Killian in there. Um, who else? Probably Charlemagne. Although Wonka was probably the first one which has popped up recently on the IMDb where I've been like, ugh. It somehow got good reviews even though everyone watched the trailer and agreed it looked shite. But maybe the trailer was just misleading. And it's not really. It's like Paddington. For some reason everyone loves Paddington. It's got like a perfect percent on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just like a little fun family fun time. So yeah. I don't think I'd go to the cinema for it, but I don't know. Maybe I would. I haven't been to the cinema in ages. Well, no, actually that's not true. I saw the Marvels recent. I guess that was kind of recently. Or the Midvals. Am I right? It was very mid. Yeah. Who else? Charlemagne, Driver. I mean, I'm sorry, but can I say Shia LaBeouf, or does that get you cancelled these days? But he is probably one of them. Doesn't mean I agree. I don't know what I don't. I didn't even know. I wasn't there. I don't know what's happening. Change subject, please. Who else? Who else? I really thought once upon a time Michael B. Jordan. If I had to guess, like 6 years ago, I would have guessed that he would be on the list now. But I really feel like he hasn't had the career he was projected to have so far. He's probably still like in his 30s, early 30s. If I had to guess, he's got time. He's got time. But I just feel like from seeing him burst on the scene, I just feel like he's done a bunch of mid projects, like Oscar bait kind of projects, but just never really were like executed that well, and it's just a bunch of I don't know. He's not really been on the scene. I just feel like he hasn't been that guy, pal. He hasn't been that guy. Yeah, he's not. But once upon a time, I would have thought he would have been. Anyone else? I feel like I'm probably missing someone. There must be more people than this. Don't know. I do check. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Although, I feel bad if they're like my children, even though they're all probably double my age. I just feel like I feel bad when I forget one of their names. When I come downstairs and I'm like, "Hey, Tommy," and he's like, "I'm not Fred. He's Fred. I'm not George." Like the Harry Potter thing. So, I feel bad. I feel bad when I forget one of my favorites. But what can you do? Like when I'm at work or something, if I'm in public and someone asks me like, "What's your favorite film? What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that?" I can't just give you a half-hearted answer. Like you ask me and I'll be like, "Ooh." Like I remember I was at an interview for something recently, and like they was asking me a bunch of questions, and I was gliding through. Like it was like this and that. What do you do in this scenario? And tell me a scenario where this happened, and this and that, and tell me why this and this and that. And then they had one question that I guess was just meant to be a bit of fun. Doesn't mean anything, regardless of what you answer. It doesn't matter. They're just asking it for a bit of fun. And there was like, if you could be any actor, who would you be? And I genuinely was like, oh fuck. Oh no. And then like just say anyone, mate. It doesn't matter. Just honestly, just sit there and be like, Denzel Washington, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise. And when they ask why, I just say like his films. Seems like fun. You could just say anyone, it doesn't matter. And I'm sitting there going, and then eventually I said Zendaya. And they said why. And then I was like, I'm like, the longer I pause for, the more this looks like a like dirty scoundrel kind of answer. And it wasn't. Just name that popped to my head. Why do you want to be Zendaya though? The body of. Do you want to explain why that's the case? Good films. Okay. What is this? Wait, is it interrogation game? Yes, quite literally, it's an interview. But I feel like I've just tangented this whole time. None of this was a topic. Here's something I saw on Twitter. I never saw this story when it was originally happening, but news people, American news anchors, I don't know what you call them these days. One of the guys had great chemistry with one of the other news reporters on the show, and eventually they got together. Oh, isn't that a sweet story? Perhaps not. Basically, both of them were already in relationships with other people. So this was, what's it called? What's that called when you do that? There's a word for it. They both didn't. It's a name when you're like married or something and then you get someone else. It is called that word. It's when you do it and you're already with someone else doing it and then you do it with someone else. You just did you did. It's not. It's that all. That's not helps even in the slightest. Maybe I should shut up and try and think instead. What's it actually called? It doesn't matter. You get the point. When you adultery. Ugh, is that the right word, or is that a completely different thing? Either way, they were. Oh, I thought I was about to fall. They were both in relationships and they had great chemistry on the thing. I was like, wow, these guys got great chemistry. And then they actually got together and people was like, whoa. And then this isn't even the weird part, but they was like news anchors on the show were reporting like, dun dun, first things first, guy murdered in Florida. Dun dun, turns out today, guy in Florida brings crocodile into the hospital. Dun dun, turns out Florida man, that's probably, I don't know, American news, like it seems like that's 80% of it. And then they found love in a hopeless place, right? And I was right. But then their now exes, I guess, they just left them, right? Those two saddos who just got cheated on, right? Left in the dirt, found each other. The two cheaters were together now. The gal and guy they left behind found each other, and I guess trauma bonded over being cheated, and that's the foundations of what their relationship has been built on, which is kind of weird. It's like the most, I mean, look at it how you want. I guess the cheaters have something in common, and the cheated ons have something in common. It's pretty weird though. And when the sea is so big and there's so many fish in said sea, it's like you couldn't, really, you would be drawn to them. Wouldn't the fact of just the situation, wouldn't that put you off? In this scenario, it didn't. And I guess when there's currently 7-8 billion people on the planet, and that's just right now, and obviously there's been way more than that over the entire course of the earth, it was bound to happen at some point on a scale that would be global for us all to know and hear about on maybe social media platforms. So it was bound to happen eventually, and it has now. What I would say though, one positive for that trauma bonded relationship is, I guess at least the two people who found each other via cheating, I guess in the back of each person's mind, you get them how you lose them. No, you lose them how you get them. So that's the complete wrong way around. You lose them how you get them. So neither of them can be surprised that they then got cheated on and been like, what? You cheated on me with this guy? Because he's probably cheating on her. Because they're cheaters, and the cheaters and they're together, So it's like, they're probably always paranoid and worried because it's like, oh, she's doing that thing I did when I cheated, and she's probably thinking the same. But maybe like you kind of think she probably is cheating on me, but I'm cheating on her. And I guess this could just be an unspoken thing. We're both cheating on each other while being together in this relationship that we got by cheating. Whereas I guess the other sides can at least feel comfortable in the fact that we were both cheated on and we'll never cheat on each other. So I guess we can be together. We got nothing to worry about. So I guess that's that for them. So that's great for you guys. I'm happy for you. Hopefully that makes, I don't know. It'll be a very weird family dynamic if both relationships already had children. The two cheaters then cheated, got with the new people, and then the new cheater relationship have children, and then the sad got cheated on people have children. Now you got a group of children. Now there's 6 children. 2, or it could be more than that, but this makes it easier. 2 with the original pairings. And then... oh, wait, is my maths wrong? No, 2 were the original pairings. 2 who were the sons and daughters, I guess, of the infidelity, is that the right word? Of the, the evil relationship, the cheater relationship, the two, remember that TV show with the blue kid and the Cramp twins? It's like that, right? Those 2. And then you got the 2 angelic little kids who are like, we were born from, good tidings we bring, from that relationship. But then they've all got cohomiously, whatever the thing is, exist. And because they're all intertwined in this weird incestual, cheating, non-cheating, paradoxal things, we all got to see each other. And it's like, then there's a power dynamic between the kids. Like, yeah, your dad's a little loser, he got cheated on, my dad's an alpha. And it's like, listen, and the 6 kids are kind of like, I'm kind of in the middle. One of my parents is lame, and one is kind of like, yeah, that was on the brain, that was on the mind. So I went and talked about it for way too long. Don't know what number this is. I probably said at the beginning, made a big old guess about it. Podcast today, Dr. Wayne. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like,